Motherfuckers drinking. What car is that coming up? Creep. Drive by. Get off my ass. Let's go in the house. I want to mess with the smoke dog. Hey, who's that? It ain't them niggas that act hard. Oh, shit!
Drive by. That's right. It's a drive-by edition of Detroit Graham Experience. You know, I pop up and do these little pop-up shows. I take a little out of it. I do the pop-up shows from time to time. Today is one of those days when I'm doing a pop-up show. I felt like doing it, flipping through some articles, and I said to myself, what do I want to talk about today? I could have easily talked about the four cops in LA who committed suicide on this in the same damn week, which would probably be my next target, next thing I'll bring up on here. Or I could have talked about Hamas threatening to attack the country, different places like Washington, New York, North Carolina, LA, just so many things going on in this world. But you know, some of us like to be spoon fed. So I said, let me do something that's easy, and I'll come back with the other stuff throughout the week. So I'm reading. Scrolling through my articles. That's right. You took my art, I could take your shit too. So I'm scrolling through my articles, and what did I see? hmm Deontay Wilder went from begging Anthony Joshua for a fight to now the BAMA is begging Frank Ngannou for a fight. My, how the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Remember back in the day, he was the king. Like Eddie Kane Jr. Can nobody sing like Eddie Kane Jr.? Can nobody punch like Deontay Wilder? He's the hardest punching boxer in all of boxing. And fight nobody in the top 10, nobody in the top 5, but he's the hardest puncher in all of boxing. Ah, right. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. So, how do you go from being, I want 50-50, even though I have one belt and you have three, $100 million ain't good enough for me, to now you begging an MMA fighter for a fight? The same MMA fighter who knocked down and and really defeated the fighter that you lost to, well, twice on paper and once as a draw, even though if you really know boxing, he really lost 3 times. Three. Okay? So now you want to fight the African king, right? You want to fight the African king. Remember when he was going around saying that he's the African, he's a real African? Deontay Wilder. You see, and for all of you boys out there, you're gonna say, "Oh, you a hater, you a hater." Go through every other podcast to say that they down with the Kang, the once and former Kang, Deontay Wilder, and see if they talking about him. Basically, I'm Fat Joe and he's Big Pun, and I'm keeping his name out there in the world. So that Bama should be thanking me, and the rest of the Bamas to say that they support him, who are not talking about him at all, they should support me too. That is that. Let's get to the matter at hand. A fight between Wilder and Ngannou. Well, let me give it to you like this. 'Cause what's up? What's up? What's up, Jess? Good to see you. Good to see you. But a fight between Wilder and Ngannou. I'll talk to you. I remember I had a conversation with my Nigerian grandfather. He said, grandson. I said, yes, grandfather. He said, if you left this world and had to come back as a lion or a king, a lion or an elephant, what would you want to come back as? I said, well, grandfather, of course I want to come back as the lion. He said, why? I said, because the lion is the real king of the jungle. He said, and everybody bows down to the lion. He said, no. First, the lion doesn't live in the jungle. Tigers live in jungles. Lions don't live in jungles. So that's the first one that you made a mistake at. And you sound like your American brothers always talking about you real, you real, you real. But here's the difference between being real. Is the difference between the elephant and the lion. The elephant is relevant. The lion might be real dangerous, but the elephant is relevant. I didn't understand. Wait, we talk real and relevant. What are you talking about? The lion is really known as the king. But every animal, every animal knows that the lion, the elephant, because of his size, because of his might, and because of his ferocity, is relevant. And no one animal can take the lion down by himself. It takes 7 lions to kill one elephant, and 2 full-grown lions to kill an elephant. That is the relevancy of the lion. So do you still want to be real? Because a lot of people are real, but unlike the Troy Graham experience, they're not relevant. And that's what my African grandfather told me. Just like that, with that strong accent, relevant. So today, we're going to discuss relevancy in boxing when it comes to Deontay Wilder. When you turn down $100 million and claim that you were real, listening to some fools, and now a few years later, you realize that you're not as relevant as you thought that you were. You gotta look back on that and say that was a stupid, stupid move. But let's come back to present day. How do you go from being the self-proclaimed, the self-proclaimed hardest puncher in boxing to I'm worth more than $100 to now you begging for fights and you can't get an audience with anyone. The one guy who you had a chance to fight, and Andy Ruiz wanted 50-50. You said no, I'm bigger than that. hmm He's gonna fight a relevant fight before you even get a fight. You wanna know why? Because Andrew Ruiz understands his value and he understands his status in boxing. And he's not up here. He had a shot when he was up here. He is about down here. And you were right there with him because his one big win against Anthony Joshua wipes out anything you've done in your whole career. That's why he's worth 50-50. But no, you thought you were bigger than that. So you said you're going to get Joshua to fight you. How's that working out? You moved on. You went to Frank Lugano, the African brother. How's that working out? See, because he's at the top of the heap now in 2 sports. So you're going to have to make accommodations to him. He has no reason to make accommodations to you whatsoever because you bring nothing. You have nothing. You don't have an audience. You don't have a build. And you're not relevant. Your name might, because of all the talk, might sell the fight a little bit. But overall, your people don't buy fights. They talk about you, but they do not buy your fights. They see the same jackasses that say, well, Troy, you don't buy fights. No, I don't. I can't tell you the last time I bought a pay per view. You want to know why? Because people call me up. Really, the fighters themselves some of the fighters I've interviewed, some of the trainers I've interviewed call me up and say, hey, I want you to watch this fight with me and we can break it down together. They like the fact that I can hold a real boxing conversation with them. And that's the entertainment. Watching the fight and us breaking down the fight together. See, a lot of people could talk history, give dates and all that. You can't break down a fight though. That's not knowing boxing. That's knowing dates. I can memorize some dates too. Actually, I have. I don't even need your Google. I don't remember everything, but I remember enough to shut most of YouTube's up. But anyway, and where Deontay Wilder is right now in his career, he's an older boxer with no. He's 30 plus years old. He was a former champion, and he has no significant win to say this is where I can hang my hat of my career on this one win. Please, I want one of you to get up on here and say Luis Ortiz. I just want you to do it, and I will just massacre you. I promise you I will. I promise you I will. Okay, you can't hold your hat your entire career on Luis Ortiz when Luis Ortiz has no career defining win. Just knock it off. We're talking about relevance. You always talk about being real. There's a lot of people out here who are real. Look, if I pinch myself, I really feel it because I'm a real person. How many people are relevant? Like the elephant. Huh? Not many. I could go anywhere and they will know my name because I put the work in for it, which made me relevant. And that's the thing about when you older athlete and people got into your head and you believe that you're bigger than what you really are. Mm-mm. The reality is that you're not, because if you were, you wouldn't have to knock on anyone's door. They'd be knocking on yours. Mike Tyson doesn't knock on anyone's door, and he's damn near 60. So do you see articles of Mike Tyson asking Francis Ngannou can he train him, or did Francis Ngannou ask him can he train him? You see the difference between relevancy and being real? Yeah, that's the difference. And a lot of you haven't figured that out yet. You need to. And that's where Deontay Wilder is at this point in his career. So busy saying that I'm relevant. No, so busy saying I'm real, I'm real, I'm real. That he has yet to establish any relevancy in his career. Relevancy would have been to get that Charles Martin fight back in the day. Relevancy would have been to fight uh, White back in the day. Relevancy would have been to fight Klitschko. Relevancy would have been to fight Joshua. Okay, there's four fights. Even if you would have won 50% of those fights, you still will say, I have four career defining fights. 50%, I mean, that's not good. That's not passing, but you could say, I fought these guys and they were the best at the time. No, but what you did, well, we know the story. When you self proclaimed, you put it on video as your evidence, and you said, I'm going to go get this fat drug addict cheater. Those are your words, not mine. And you're going to make him relevant. He's going to make you relevant by beating him. Sorry, Deontay Wilder, that didn't help out, did it? Then you go about telling people you want to catch a body in the ring. Now, you should know better because you come from a beautiful, blessed family background. And these people are beautiful and they raised you up in the church and you know God. Have you profess it? I'm sure your family's beautiful. I'll never say anything other than that. And they've been raised in the church. That being said, you should know never to speak death upon anyone. Because you see how this works? Your words are spiritual seeds that go out into the world. And when they go and they go out into the world and then they flourish, and guess what they do? Once they bloom, like if you grow something, they come back to you. And you didn't catch a body in the ring, but the body that you didn't catch by losing to the same man basically three times is your career. That's the body that you caught. The destruction of your own career by your own doing. Because overall, I think that you might be a very good brother overall, and you have to be because I saw that article, man, in the Newsweek. And that's why I wrote it for you, brother. Father to father is my. Also, why part of me will always root for you. When you say stupid shit like you want to kill somebody in the ring, mm-mm, mm-mm. Everything is not black and white. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. No, sir. You know, because you could have. Oh man, you would have just went to Emmanuel Stewart when he was still around. He could have turned you into something special with your height and everything if you would just listen to somebody. And you could have been something special if you would just listen to Mark Breland. Mark Breland is the architect of Vernon Forrest's style. Where did he learn that style? In the Kronk Gym. He mentored under Tommy Hearns and under Emmanuel. Love Emmanuel. That's how he learned that jab right there. And Mark was an awkward, tall guy too for his size. So if you would have just paid attention to Mark, you could have been dangerous. You know, not a single-handed puncher. When you're a single-handed puncher, you can't be that way. You have to be multifaceted in this sport. This ain't this sport isn't built on being a one-way street. It's being multifaceted. You gotta be able to jab, to punch, to evade punches. You gotta be able to do something with both hands. If you break your power hand, and you have to win that fight with your jab hand. If you break your jab hand, and you have to be able to switch to southpaw or orthodox if you're southpaw and win the fight it with your opposite hand. That's being multifaceted and super intelligent in the sport. You can't do none of that. You rely on this, and only this. Boxing is brutal, it's brilliant, and it's beautiful like me. That's the reality of boxing. That's why you can't just be a right-handed puncher. We'll say, but I got all these knockouts. Against who? Against who? Who? It's not that you have a bunch of knockouts. It's quantity over quality, people. Write that down somewhere. Remember it. Remember you heard that on the Troy Graham experience. Remember it. It's quantity over quality. That's why people say, well, your numbers. I keep leaving. So my numbers are not going to be as big as it. I've seen people with over 1,000 still call people watching them. And you know what they're doing? Showing videos and talking over video. That's akin to a dog catching a frisbee in his mouth. It doesn't take that much time. It doesn't take that much thought. Just imagine if every year on your birthday or Christmas or anniversary, your your significant other gave you the same thing, a check, the same amount all the time. How much thought was that? Zero. Just like when I do this show, I put thought into it before I even come on. The titles and all of that. That's thought. You know, I think about what I want to say and I go about executing. It's not always entertaining to everybody, but I'm not here to dance monkey dance for you. I'm not here to do that, but I am here to keep your attention. So I have to do it the way I know that best suits me and my personality, which is just give it to you real and intelligent. You know, there's a little force in there too. If I get pushed back, I'm gonna push right back at you. But let's take a look around the boxing landscape and see what we got going on because we gonna get back to Wilder. There's a fight coming up in December. Pro Graces versus Young Haney. I like how his career is going. I'm gonna tell you why. I like the steps he's taking to build his career. They said he was an email champion at one point. Okay, don't blame any fighter that gets his belt by email. Now, if you pick your belt about the trash like Lennox Lewis, I would have an issue with that. But as long as you go about building your career from there. Okay, right now we got a guy by Jerron Ennis. He's champion. He's happy. Let's see how he goes about building his career from here. Because Haney went on to build his career. He fought the Latino gentleman who dropped him, and he came back and beat him. That dude was a tough fight. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. And then he went about fighting Cambosis twice in Australia. And a lot of y'all was saying, "Oh, that's stupid. That's slave wages." Da, 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 da. Y'all need to stop saying stupid stuff like that. Slaves don't get paid. Slaves don't get paid. They don't have a union. Nobody takes taxes out their checks. They don't get paid. Knock it off. So he did that. Then he came back and he fought Lomachenko, which in a fight I thought he really lost. But he gave it to him. Now he's moving up because he's way too big to be staying at 135. Moving up to fight Pro Grace. Listen to what I'm about to tell you, everyone, so I can be the first to say it. Haney is going to TKO Progress, and you heard it here first. It is October 14th at 1 p.m., 1:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is the Troy Graham Experience, right? And I am the aforementioned Troy Graham, aka the Great One, aka Mr. Handsome. You know, I am he is me, I am him. And I am telling you that Haney will TKO Progress somewhere around the ninth, 10th round, around there. In a race, let's look at it like this. If you put a Porsche, let's take a Ferrari. Take a Ferrari in a semi in a head on. At the first glance, or even on paper, you say, "Man, Troy, you stupid, dude. That semi is going to kill the guy in the Ferrari." Yeah, if you don't know how to drive. Here's what happens. The semi, of course, has all the force and has all the power behind it, but it can only move in one direction. Boom, 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 straight ahead. The Ferrari has maneuverability and speed, so it could get out of the way of the semi. Then the semi has to readjust and turn around and all that. Try again. Ferrari gets out of the way, gets out of the way, gets out of the way, until finally the semi runs out of gas or runs into a wall. Then what happens? Ferrari's still going. The driver could come out of the Ferrari because you stuck now. You crash into the wall and take you. That's why I believe it. Haney has has more tools to use if he fights the correct fight to compare to Progress. Progress is a tough, hard hitting guy, but he fights in one direction. Boom, 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 just like that. That's why he lost to the old boy there for the undisputed titles. He fought in one direction. He didn't change. Just kept going. Boom, 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 boom. You know? So go back to that Ferrari and that semi. As long as he knows how to handle the Ferrari, and as long as Haney knows how to put a good fight plan together and use all the skills that he has, and he stays within his own self. A lot of times when fighters fight so-called punchers, they fight scared. They fight a little faster than they should, and their punches are meaningless, and they're worn out by the middle round, and their puncher catches up to them. But if you stay within yourself, give yourself the right distance, and drop a punch, boom, here to the body, boom, here on his chin with a jab, boom, and then move. You do that the whole fight, that's going to wear that puncher down because he fights in one direction. And instead of you just being a jab, there's going to be combinations after that because you said, okay, I got his timing. Because his timing is to punch, hop, punch, hop, punch, hop. Watch how he fights. Watch how he fights. One direction, punch, like Baby Cinedrad, punch, hop, punch, hop, punch, hop. Get what I'm saying to you? So you might think I'm crazy to pick Haney at the TKO this young man, but you know, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. Sticking with it. Now, I don't know who Shakur is going to fight, but I'm sick of hearing the argument about Shakur, Haney's ducking Shakur. What is there to duck? He moved up to 135. Okay. Listen, when it comes to boxing, for those of you who don't know, outside of what goes on in the ring, in order to get into the ring with someone, you need leverage. Unless they really want to fight with you, but you need leverage, right? What leverage does Haney bring? I mean, sorry, does Shakur bring to a fight? When and I mean, if he wants to get Tank or Haney in there, what leverage does he have to get it, make them get in the ring with him? Is he a big ticket seller? No. Does he have a belt? No. Does he put asses in seats? Well, I said that's a big ticket seller. He put asses in seats. No. So what leverage does he have? Honestly, he got Jay Prince, right? Said Jay Prince. Honestly, this is what I would do. I would basically go up to Tank and Haney and say, "Give me a number. Give me a number. What's your number to make this fight happen?" And whatever number they give me, I'll say, "Okay, we're gonna make it happen." Now, let's put a plan together to sell this fight. And they're gonna be like, "Are you for real?" Yeah, I'm for real. I'll put the money up for you, and we'll take X amount, right? Boom. But because you taking a lion's share of the money, I get to choose the gloves. I get to choose the ring size. I get to choose the location, right? You get the lion's share of the money. I all I'm asking for is these three accommodations: ring size, gloves, and location. And we sell the fight together. And watch him back out. You'll see who really wants to fight you in that point. In that case, by who backs out and who stands his ground. Say, hey, let's just say, hey, throws out $5 million. Say, okay, well, give me $5 million. Prince says, okay, I give you 5 million. As long as we can get three, deal. Good. I'll cover the fight. I'll get some investors. I'll cover the fight. But here's the thing: we're gonna put this joint in Houston because that's where I'm from, right? That's where I'm from. We put it in Houston with my people. You're gonna get the lion's share of the money anyway, so it's okay. Okay, so you go to Tank. Tank says, "Man, I need about 20. I need about 20 bones to get 20 million to get in the fight, get in the ring with you, baby." Prince says, "Okay, but same deal. I choose the location. I choose the ring size. I choose, what else did I say? Ring size, location, and something else. Oh, the gloves. In this case, I said to him, you know where we're gonna go? We're gonna go to Atlanta, but I'm choosing. You get to choose one of the judges. I get to choose the other two. I get to choose the referee. Yes, you get a lion's share of the money. And as far as the whole pay-per-view sales, we're gonna split that 50-50. Okay? You still gonna get the lion's share out of it, even after taxes. I'm so confident I'm gonna put half of your 20 in escrow. And at the night of the fight, after the fight, you get the other half. Boom. You just had the fight made. You have to call people's bluff. You can't say, well, I want you to fight me, I want you to fight me, but you're not bringing anything because they'll just laugh at you and walk away like, who are you? But when you say to them, okay, give me a number, and then you produce that number and you make it out to say, okay, well, you get to choose this and that. I mean, this dude owned a record company back in the day, you know, so he should know how to promote and advertise and all that because he did very good. This is Prince we're talking about. So how come he can't get a fight name? Where's all this black unity I keep hearing about? When the PBC and the LDBC, ABG, DWXYZ. A lot of times when things can't get made, it's because there's someone stopping it. It's usually not the fighters. It's usually not the fighters themselves. It's somebody that gave authority to. Because I've said this once, if I say it 1,000 times, boxing is not the business. The fighters are the business. Boxing is just a vessel for them to showcase their tools, their talents. Which if you eradicate all boxers, boxing doesn't exist, right? If all the AB fighters leave, and it's just CD boxers, you're not gonna sell anything. Anything. You might be more passionate, but you're not gonna sell anything. I mean, this is what I know. This is what I know. So, that being said, I might hang about here till about 2 because that'll be a good half an hour, whatever the case may be. But I want to see more female fights. I'm a big fan of Gardner now. I like her, man. She's fire and easy on the eyes. Of course, I like Clarissa Shields. I don't know what happened to Umar's own Franchon Cruz. I don't know because that Franchon I saw looked like dude. I mean, dude, not good. Franchon I used to see at Umar Boxing, killer, killer. This one looks like grade A giant. He and you. Mm, stank. Just a stank. Help me out, people. What happened to Franchon Cruz? And I noticed when I used to go on different podcasts, which I don't anymore, because I'm not giving any of my time, man. I might pop up to this one and that one, but I ain't giving nobody my time. I'm too bad. Everybody, David Morrell. I said, the dude at the time didn't even have 8 fights. I'm like, why y'all jumping off the cliff on? Give him the chance. You don't hear his name at all anymore, do you? What happened to David Morrell, y'all? Where is he? Uh, okay, so basically, if you want to anoint him, then go anoint him. Just like they anointed Leon Spinks and you after he beat Ali. What happened after that fight? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What happened to Spinks after that Ali fight? Why are you so quiet? Okay, I'm gonna give you a chance to reply. You get them crickets? I got a gap. I can't really whistle. You know the gap. It just happened. I can't whistle. But I can make women whistle. That's a different show. Check in on Sunday. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm not gonna anoint any fighter that at the time he's only got 8 fights right now. What can I learn about a fighter in 8 fights? Talking about David. You see how crazy boxing is? Okay, so David Benavidez is ducking David Morrell while Canelo is ducking David Benavidez. Y'all know how ignorant and stupid that's. That's why I don't come around play well with others because you're stupid. And when I come around and try and talk sense to people, they're like, oh, you're a troll. Your mother's a troll. I don't like stupidness. I mean, have it make sense to me. Have it make sense to me. I'll wait. Okay, you had enough time. Oh, Lord have mercy, Father Percy. I'm thirsty. Thirsty for some knowledge, some knowledgeable podcast. Oh, you know what? I got to big up Myron. The last time I was on here, I threw a bunch of other podcast names out here. Boxing Logics United. Big him up. He always let me on his show back in the day when I first came on here. So big him up. Big him up too. Respect that, Myron. And Boxing Sauce, big you up too. Respect. I say respect to you too. Okay, you people are relevant. Everybody else could be real, but you are relevant. Okay, my people are relevant. Anyway, so I got off track a little bit, which is normal for me. I don't know how you duck a fighter with 8 fights and then say the fighter that's ducking the fighter with 8 fights is being ducked by the undisputed champion now. So a ducking a duck is being ducked. I just ordered a rabbit, a nice cooked, chopped up rabbit, and I ordered a duck too. I'm gonna jerk up some duck and make some orange lemon rabbit. Yeah, you heard me. Orange lemon rabbit. I know Easter's over, but it's just beginning for me. Yes. Well, look here, people. It's a half an hour in, and I think I'm good enough for that. That's all the time you're gonna get from me unless you don't pay me. You know, as I told you a story about my African grandfather, I'm relevant. The rest of you are just real numbers. Yeah, but you lack relevancy. The relevant man, the relevant. I'm gonna come back more often on things, but it's not gonna be all boxing. I definitely want to discuss on 4 cops who committed suicide in the same week. I'm not laughing because they killed themselves. No, I would never do that. Bless up to their families. But when the media tries to sell it to you like suicide, stop it. Stop playing on our. Don't talk to us like we're ignorant. 4 cops did not commit suicide in the same week. No, 4 dirty ass cops were killed the same week because they messed with some serious people money. So knock it off. Knock it off. And then nobody's talking about the shooter in Maine. Notice you don't hear anything else about him. He got off easy. He killed himself. He killed himself. He went out like him. He took the easy way out. And no one said one blessed word about that. All the people that he killed, and he gets to leave this earth easy. That ain't fair, man. Is that fair to any of you? That this man got to leave the world easy. How come he got to leave the world so easy? Killing himself. He took his time and killed his own self. No, where's the justice in that for all those families? Hmm? And then nobody said anything. No media outlet said nothing. Have you heard anything? Tell me what you heard. Go ahead. Tell me. That's right. You ain't hear shit. This man got off easy. Easy. Killed all them damn people. And then you have to face the Lord's wrath. But he got off easy while he was alive in this world. Hmm. And when I come back, possibly today, I'll probably discuss that because that still burns my ass. That left me so pissed that nobody talked about that. Nobody, y'all. Nobody. Nobody talked about that. And on a lighter note, well, maybe not lighter for them. You know, Burger King is closing up 400 stores because they filed in bankruptcy. Did y'all hear about that? Have it your way. Well, well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to repackage themselves and come back as something else. That's what most of them do. Burger King closing up 400 stores, y'all. They filing bankruptcy. If you got any Burger King stock, I would hold on to it. Well, most of you might want to sell it, but I would say hold on to it because they're gonna come back. They always do. They're just gonna rebrand themselves as something else instead of have it your way. I mean, like Frank and Bean your way. You're gonna do it my way. You know what I'm saying? Take it this way. That's what the new name, this new slogan will be. Take it this way. Half full. Well, look here, people. And that sleep is afternoon nap is calling my name. I got a class to go to today, so I got to get my nap so I don't fall asleep in class. Bless up and big up yourself, one and all. Just thank you. And everybody else I see pop in and pop out, thank you. And those who watch this on replay, thank you. You know, appreciate your energy, appreciate your time. I don't know what I want to play, so guess what? I'm going to keep talking. You keep listening, and I will find something to exit stage left with. Just keep talking. I'm doing this because I'm on my tablet, and I don't want you to. Well, the hell with it. Y'all can watch me as I try to find a song. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. This is how it works, people. Let's see what we got going on here. I gotta get to my songs. Everything's in alphabetical order. So anyway, good Lord, I'm seeing a lot of stuff. So I'm looking for a song to play us out with. I don't know what's on mine. I don't know what's on my soul. I don't know nothing right now. We'll find something. We're gonna find something. I don't know. Do I want to hear it? Check this out real quick. Check this out. I think I might leave y'all with this. This is the Phantom Blues Band, y'all. Hope y'all appreciate this. This is the Phantom Blues Band. Part-time love. And this is live, by the way. Loud as hell and live. Peace, blessings, and prosperity to one and all. Bless up and big up yourself. You can tell it's live with the long ass intro. But that's what makes it authentic. Also gives me a chance to talk until the man starts singing. Phantom Blues Band.
Yes, I do. She likes my baby. In the cemetery. And nothing got home. But I'd rather be dead. Like 60 in my grave. Living long, man. Gonna believe you girl.
All right, people. That was the Phantom Blues Band as I end the show. I gave y'all about 3 minutes of that. I don't even know if I'll get blocked for that or whatever, but we'll find out. That's the Phantom Blues Band. If anyone wants to know, the song is called Part-Time Love. All right. Yeah. So, like I said, man, I want y'all to remember me telling you this. Purposeful positivity pushes past all problems. So keep that in your mind, keep that in your soul. When things get down and you get down, and don't let no one take your joy because they didn't give it to you and they ain't got no damn right to it. That being said, love yourself and love shall come to you. But let's talk on big of yourself.